What if Giannis stood up and said, I want to make sure I go to Golden State? And you think about the gazelle that he is, the dude that he is in the open court, the way that he finishes at the basket, and how he has to draw your attention. And then all of a sudden, he's somebody that could kick it out to that man, Steph Curry. It'd be like you fantasize about stuff like this. And right now, what I want to see is I want to see that person out there that says, I want to be in Golden State with that dude. That, to me, is the intrigue that's associated with the Golden State Warriors at this particular moment in time. I'm talking about moving forward.
What about flipping that, Steve? Because Stephen will be 39 this point next season. See Stephen Curry be led to slaughter. Because at that point, look at the Golden State roster.
Yeah.
Second-round draft picks, undrafted players. You're leading him to steak with a butter knife. And that's not anything that we want to see. It's unfortunate. I'm with Stephen A.
He is absolutely right when he talks about what about flipping that, because Steph will be 39 next year, and he made some valid points that why should he stick around in Golden State when their inability to go get a big game ball player next to Steph. He made some very valid points that they just have not been able to do that. I mean, you look at this Warriors roster, they had 6 players available against the Spurs out of 9, and 6 of those players went undrafted. This team has been horrible drafting in the first round, drafting Kuminga over Franz Wagner, drafting Moses Moody over Şengün, drafting Podziemski so high in the first round. Really a G League level roster around Steph Curry. In Steph Curry's entire career in Golden State, they've only had one bona fide superstar next to him, someone you can consider top 75, and that was Kevin Durant, and he only had him for 3 years, and they were unbeatable. The only thing that could beat them was injury. But Clay was a good complementary piece, okay? Clay was a top 5 shooter of all time. But you look at some of these other superstars in the NBA, and they've all played with top 75 players of all time. You look at LeBron, he's played with Luka, he's played with Anthony Davis, Dwayne Wade, just to name a few, right? He's always had a running mate. Jordan didn't win anything without Pippen. And when Pippen wasn't enough, they went and got Rodman, someone who had already won 2 championships with the Detroit Pistons. I mean, Golden State's inability to put another superstar around Steph Curry. I mean, Dunleavy and Lacob are failing this guy, so why wouldn't he go to Joe Lacob and say, and look, I want to see Steph Curry retire a Golden State Warrior. That's not what I'm saying. It would just be absolutely wrong to see him in another jersey. But wouldn't it make sense for him to try and go to Charlotte? And you might be saying, Charlotte, yes, he already asked his dad, if I go there, well, can I wear number 30 because it's retired this year? Think about it. What would you rather have? Podziemski, Guy Santos, Melton, Jimmy Butler not coming back till February, March, and even with him, you were at the 8th seed at that point in the season. Tingus Pingus, who can't stay healthy. And Tingus said he wants to explore options everywhere else. So, but with that being said, Hornets have 3 guys who are averaging 20 points per game in LaMelo, Con Knuppel. His went down a little bit to 18. Miles Bridges is at 18, and Brandon Miller averaging 20 points a game. Would you rather have that young core of talent, where those guys are on? 2 of those guys are on rookie. Con is on a rookie contract. Miles Bridges isn't getting paid maximum money. You could still add a Steph Curry to that team, or would you rather stay and just waste away in Golden State? Since 2019, this team's inability to put a superstar next to Steph Curry. I mean, there's multiple superstars in this league. You can't put one next to him to give him a shot to compete for a championship. And it's like, Joe Lacob's like, well, the 2 timeline. We want the best young player you had, you punched the confidence out of him, and you traded him for an aged Chris Paul. I mean, you had some great young players. Ryan Rollins, drafted him, gave him less than a year. He got injured, and you just shipped him out. Jordan Poole, punched the confidence out of him, shipped him out. You gave up a first round. Chris Paul was so bad, you cut him.